I'm not sure about this hand.
No, we probably have to send it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mulligan, yes. That I'm not going to send back. And we may regret it, but we may also be able to kill their first two threats that are real threats. And
Sure. And with a little luck, since we're on the draw.
right, we'll get something that we want to chump with and die, and not that card.
Yeah. Not that card.
And in green-red, we're probably going to be facing werewolves, which the Victim of Night won't help us a whole lot with. Playing the swamp versus playing the island was kind of a toss-up. I probably should have played the swamp because then I could have killed this right now, but if I found a way to get a creature in the graveyard, I wanted to have the 2 blue for the Drake, but I wasn't going to have anything in the graveyard then. I'll put out the assistant. If he burns him, so be it. Then we can bring out a creature, and if not, we can start checking cards in the graveyard and hopefully find a creature that way.
Sure.
And we're playing Super Cur 86. Okay, so he burns. In that case, well, fine, we will lose our 1/1
For a 3/4.
for a 3/4 flyer. So far, every creature he's played can die to Victim of Night.
That's good. I would definitely have no problem killing the Ambush Viper with Victim of Night.
Right. Yeah, none of these are greatly powered creatures. I'm wondering if he'll attack with this and just, like, see if we'll block. Because he could Spider Grasp, and that one can't kill,
Damn it.
which is a bigger issue.
That freaking card.
Yeah. I hate it more than most. So probably Victim of Night on the Ambush Viper.
Sure.
If for no other reason than that way he doesn't flip.
And turn into something that's far, far worse.
Right. And with the double Victim of Night, what do we have in our deck that can kill this guy? Do we have the Death's Caress?
Yes.
And we'd actually gain life if he was in this form when we did that.
That's cool.
If we had a couple more creatures, we could put out this Goliath, and that would slow him down considerably.
Yeah. Well. But we totally cast... Oh, he passed his turn. I was like, but we totally cast a spell.
And this is the worst case scenario. You get all of these guys and none of your other guys.
Yeah.
He's going to attack with all of those and be dealing gads of damage, and it's not looking good for us.
You know, John,
Mm-hmm.
there's probably something to be said for going against all reason
Uh-huh.
and making, like, a blue-red werewolf deck. So you can use Call of the Kindred. There's all sorts of werewolves that are worth putting out for free.
Yeah, my fear with Call of the Kindred is still, I mean, it's dumb and fun in draft like it just was,
Yeah.
but all it takes is he going to actually deal 15? Yeah. Wow. All it takes is a silent departure if you don't have the hexproof, and
Well, sure.
they've neutered that strategy. Okay. For what I just saw, I think Goliath is going to be too slow. Bring in a sensory deprivation.
Typhoid rats?
I like that. Typhoid rats is a very good answer to kind of on the ground type things. Dissipate and Sea Sky would also be possibilities. Maybe get rid of the Fiend of Shadows. Get rid of one of the Victim of Night. Because the thing we really want to kill, we can't kill.
Yeah. I think maybe the sea kite.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else in here that just doesn't work against that deck?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
he got
Would you like to play first? Yes.
that card, and he got it out, and he ran us over with it.
Right.
That's what that card does.
It's true. And we have a Typhoid Rats. He'll probably be able to burn it long before we're able to block.
But that puts a creature in the graveyard,
Right.
which doesn't actually hurt our feelings.
Yep, we're going to get that Armored Scab. So this game we might actually load up our graveyard with enough to
actually play.
Yeah. Ooh, and that guy's nice to show up in turn 2. Might force him to spend his cards and his time dealing with him instead of building his board. Okay, so here, attack in, just because I don't think he'll block. And then I'm going to cast something this turn to keep him from flipping.
Sure.
And then next turn I may just put 2 tokens on him. Calls of the Kindred, Geist, Stitch Drake. Now the Stitch Drake I can get back with a Ghoul Razor if I get another black.
Yeah.
Because it's the only zombie in there, and then I could cast it using pitching the Geist. There's some synergy.
That's what you call synergy.
Yeah.
That's what LSV calls synergy.
He would. Forest Walking Dryad.
Huh. You know, he may be a little mana screwed.
Yeah. Probably Captain instead of a Subject. It's hard. If I don't cast something, he's going to be less mana screwed because this guy's going to flip and
Sure.
he'll be at 4. So I think we would be better off doing this, keeping this guy from flipping another turn.
Sure.
We can attack with those 2. See if he wants to trade anything. Yeah, if he doesn't have a land here, it could get really bad.
Come on.
I mean, the other side of it is, if we start pumping this guy up, he may get out of reach before he ever gets to... Oh yeah, and he flipped him on his turn anyway. Whoops. Don't really want to do that. Yeah, well, might as well attack with that guy. And... Ugh. That's ugly.
Wish we had one black.
Yeah. But you will lose 1 life from it.
Hmm. And at the end of his turn, be sure that
Right. To feed the...
feed the beast.
If he attacked with this, I would totally block that, but I don't think he's going to. Now, whether to attack the alpha or not is more controversial. I think probably not. We're at 20 life. So we have...
We have 17 to go after this.
Yeah. And if I get another swamp, for instance, and cast the Ghoul Razor, I would rather have him be a 3/3. Okay. So the Prey Upon is going to take that guy out. That stinks. But there's exactly why I didn't want to jump there.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to attack with this. Because I didn't think about that as a possibility.
Oh well.
That may be the game right there.
I probably would
Yeah.
have attacked with.
No, I was thinking that
It would
there's
monastery
no way
so
he, yeah,
royally.
there's no way he would block because it would monastery him so royally. But that also meant that
We still have
block.
14 life.
Yeah, no, it,
Now the fact that he just got that doesn't make me happy. That makes me much happier.
right. So we probably...
Oh, I think that we Death's Caress his Watcher while he's still human.
Right, to gain the 5 life.
Yep.
I agree with that. And then I'll attack with the Walking Corpse. I mean, he's not going to surprise again. It's just whether or not I would rather... Are we going to win the race, I guess, is
Sure.
probably where we should be thinking. But we're winning the race now.
Mm-hmm.
And next turn we could Ghoul Razor, which will give us back something else.
Or we can victim and...
Right. We can kill the wolf if need be.
Huh.
Don't really fear that. Okay, I think I go Ghoul Razor and see what comes back.
Okay.
And hope, I guess, that it's Armored Scab.
Or
Stitch
Or
Drake.
Stitch Drake, yeah. Hey!
Since we drew the land, that works out rather well. Okay. We have no way of getting back Typhoid Rats, and we wouldn't want to
Anyway.
So we can attack with this guy again. He will just trade it with the captain,
Alright.
unless he has
Put Briarback Alpha.
Ranger Scowl.
You know what this guy has, John? He's got all the answers.
He does have many answers. I would have thought, wouldn't you want to use that on your Briarpack Alpha after my Stitch Drake blocked it? But he probably has another one.
But you know what? He seems like the type.
Yeah, it's one of those, do you feel lucky? I probably shouldn't this turn. I should wait until I have Victim of Night up,
Yeah, probably.
and then can let him use his spell, and in response, I can do that.
Man, if only we had Ludwig's test subject.
Yeah, no kidding. I could attack. He's probably not going to block. I'm not really in a point of power at this point. I don't know. It's really a toss-up. But I don't think he's going to attack with those guys. Well, he might. I'll keep it. Since I know next turn I'm planning on blocking that, hoping that he pumps it, and then Victim of Nighting.
Okay, this beer is officially a hangover in a bottle.
Yeah, it is. So it's probably Burn that he has. Geist Flame, maybe? Which for
Possible.
I won't save me from that. But. Forge Devil.
Guy's crafty, I give him that.
Yeah. Really not sure.
I'm just not feeling it right now.
And he has 5 cards in hand. And apparently not enough mana to cast any of them. Although now that that guy's dead, probably... Yeah, there we go. That's a good target. So in this game, the Fiend of the Shadows actually would be pretty good. Well, but we wouldn't be able to cast any of his cards because we don't have the red and the black. Or red and green.
Red and green, yeah.
But
See,
at least we'd be exiling them.
It should convert all colored mana costs to black.
Yeah.
Then it would be like really useful.
Yeah, it really should. He must not know that the Geist can't block. There's got to be something more to that, right?
No.
Okay, so we lost Deadweight and Banshee, because Banshee always goes to the graveyard.
It's uncanny. Scab's kind of useless to us at the moment.
Right, it at least... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Scab's kind of useless to us at the moment.
Now the question becomes, do I want to keep back the Stormbound Geist, hoping that he doesn't realize it can't block? I probably will be dead before then.
Yeah. Does that...
I mean, I could keep it back so he wouldn't attack with that. He'd attack with these two. I'd flash it in to chump that. I mean, it's over. I'll do it. I'll play it out. But
Sure. I have to admit, I don't see it either.
yeah.
The fact that his Forged Devil is now a 4/4. Is a problem.
Right. And yeah, we could block him, but he attacked with both of them.
He sent everything in. We've got nothing now
Yeah.
because of the Geist's inability to block.
Right.
Oh well.
And there were some maybe helpful cards, but we were outclassed by
The
that
deck
deck.
just didn't have it against
Yeah.
this deck. Yeah. Oh well. These things happen.
Yep.
You know what though? We got to use Call of the Kindred effectively in one game,
Yeah.
and that means that while it was expensive, I count it as a win.
Yes. Moral victory all around. Not only did we use Call of the Kindred, we used it in an 8-4 draft.
And we used it to pull out a card that is almost unplayable.
Yep.
Except when you do it like that.
So, cheers to that.
Yeah. Now that said, as I think about it, it may be that in fact zombies is the best thing to use Call of the Kindred with.
Because they all have drawbacks that if you're just bringing them straight into play. Yeah, but there's no hexproof unless you Mask of
Avacyn
or do something like that, and then we're talking about playing with multiple bad cards. And
well, we do that anyway, though, right?
mm-hmm.
I mean, you got 60 of them when you go actually build a deck. What the hell?
Right.
There's lots of room for dead weight.
I still think the Call of the Kindred would go best with the
Spirits.
Yeah, with President Taft because it's a good card on its own.
Sure.
And a lot of those cards would be good.
This is why you can actually win, John. Because you're just so fucking pro tour.
So I need to dial it back a little bit, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you need to make stupid decisions based on narrative rather than actual efficacy of cards.
That's what our shows tend to be about.
Yep.
That's why you and Bob are here. And except Bob isn't here.
Lazy bastard.
Yeah.
I want to play D&D. Yeah, well, lots of people want lots of things.
Mm-hmm.
So
but we're staying true.
That's right.
To our Wednesday tradition. So thank you for coming along for the journey once again, and we'll see you next week.